Hi everyone, the topic for this video is ligand-gated ion channel. Receptors are protein molecules which recognize and respond to chemical signals. These chemical signals are known as ligands. Ligands can be endogenous or exogenous. Exogenous means maybe the drug molecule. The receptors are highly specific. So whenever the drug molecule is entering in our body, they specifically bind to one class of receptors only. However, it is not 100% specific. So there are chances the drug molecule may bind to some other class of receptors as well. This will lead to incidence of side effect. There are four types of receptors. First is ligand-gated ion channels, which are also known as inotropic receptors. Second, G-protein coupled receptors, also known as metabotropic receptors. Third, kinase-linked receptors. And fourth, nuclear receptors. In this video, we will focus on ligand-gated ion channels. As we know, receptors are protein molecules that are long chain of amino acids. Ligand-gated ion channel receptor of long chain amino acid is located in the cell membranes. If we zoom in this cell membrane containing ligand-gated ion channel, we can see that the chain has two ends. One is N-terminal end and the other is C-terminal end. Part of this chain of receptor which is present outside the cell membrane is called extracellular region, and the part of this chain which is present inside the cell membrane is called intracellular region. The region of receptor passing through membrane is known as transmembrane region. Based on number of transmembrane regions, receptor can be pentameric or tetrameric. A very common example of ligand-gated ion channel is nicotinic acetylcholine receptor. Let's have a look on structure and working of nicotinic acetylcholine receptor. It is made up of 5 subunits of transmembrane regions, 2 alpha and 1 gamma, beta and delta subunits. Hence, ACH receptor is pentameric receptor. Each of these subunits are made up of 4 alpha helices of amino acids. There are two ACH binding sites on this receptor. First is between alpha and gamma, and second is between alpha and delta subunits. When two ACH molecules bind to these ligand binding sites, the receptor gets activated. Please note, binding of one ACH molecule will not open the channel. Binding of two ACH molecule is mandatory. So after the receptor gets activated, the subunits move apart from each other, and this allows entry of ions inside the cell. Entry of ion causes different intracellular effects such as hyperpolarization or depolarization. So this is how ligand-gated ion channels work. Sometimes these ligand-gated ion channels are also activated through some other receptors. For example, when some of the GPCR, that is G protein coupled receptors, are activated, they activate protein kinase enzyme, and protein kinase enzyme phosphorylates these ion channels. Depending on type of phosphorylation, the ion channel is either activated or inactivated. So that is another mechanism through which these ion channels are getting activated, but major mechanism is through ligand binding to the ligand binding site. So we have seen first ligand gated ion channel, that is nicotinic acetylcholine ion channel. There are other examples as well, like GABA A receptors, calcium activated potassium channels, and ATP sensitive potassium channels. So till now we have seen how ligands are binding to these ion channels and how the ion channel is functioning. Let's see example of ligands as agonist and antagonist and what are their effects. So this ATP sensitive potassium channel, they are present on two different types of tissues, vascular smooth muscle cells and insulin secreting cells. In vascular smooth muscle cells, minoxidil molecule, drug molecule, acts as agonist to this potassium channel. After binding, it opens up this potassium channel, causing potassium efflux, and that's why causing hyperpolarization. Because of hyperpolarization, there will be block of action potential in the cell, and that's why the smooth muscle cell will relax now. So minoxidil is given as antihypertensive drug. In case of insulin secreting cells, glibenclamide molecule blocks this potassium channel, and since potassium channel is blocked, calcium entry is increased in the cell. This leads to depolarization in the cell, and that's why more and more insulin is secreted from the cell. So that's why glibenclamide is given as anti-diabetic drug to increase insulin secretion. So this was all about structure and functioning of ligand-gated ion channels, their examples, and example of agonizing and antagonizing ligands. Thanks for watching this video.